mission for me. You can find out if there's anybody that wears like a number 13 cap or somebody wants a GB cap. Need some third caps. I had any anything.
Is that up to date? That table?
No, not because I can't find it. Basically,
It's Ian. Stedman is quite often Owen, but John Stedman, the cricketer, is Ian as well. Sorry.
but there you go. So if you want the table, you just need to press 3 and then query it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there.
Otherwise, it's just cut,
Cut to change, but Edwin's going to drive for you anyway and get a front row seat, and I can sit the other.
Cool. So you'd rather play South Africa than Colombia, eh?
No, we wouldn't have to play at all. So, it hasn't quite updated yet. So GB have moved up because they go up to 21 points. They're in third. So then you've got Colombia and South Africa in that order. So you're fifth.
Yeah.
So if they lose, South Africa, if they lose or draw, they have to win to avoid Colombia in the quarterfinals.
So welcome to the game here today. It's against New Zealand and South Africa. I believe in the first round robin, New Zealand came away with a win 3-1. So still a close match here between the two teams. So it'll be interesting to see what can happen today.
Yeah, good afternoon, Elliot. Roger commentating with you here. So, yeah, these costumes look fairly similar, actually. But it's the South African girls in the black caps playing from right to left, and the New Zealand girls playing left to right with the white sticks and caps.
So New Zealand just taking that strike, driving up the left-hand side of the pool in front of the South African sub-bench, but quickly trying to spin it off the wall, and the South African defence just shutting that drive down nice and quickly. Now going on their own drive down their right-hand side of the pool.
Some nice go forward for the South African girls there, playing right under the New Zealand sub-bench at the moment. Good battle in midfield there. Eleanor trying to get it wide. Helen wanting to rob the puck. Good skills by the New Zealand girl, number 12 there to keep possession. But now it does get handed over to South Africa. Really promising move for South Africa here. She can keep. No. Push to the side. Still on. Cross the goal mouth twice there.
A nice strong defensive save there by number 8, Sarah Wilson. Just putting that South African attack under some pressure, but we have a ref's call here.
Keandra turned out there. Might be a barging call
Against the New Zealand team.
Yeah.
So the first real crucial opportunity here for South Africa.
Yeah, about 5 metres out, just on the left-hand edge of the tin. Let's see what South African girls could do. Helen takes the puck. Delivers it straight onto a New Zealand stick.
A strong defence there by the New Zealand side, but still not able to really gain possession of the puck. But are quite happy just to lock that puck down on their right-hand wall. So now looking to drive the puck up the side channel, but South Africa doing a very quick job of
nice little jinx there, keeping possession. Still got possession. Eleanor delivers it to the middle. Let's see if they can finish this one. Looking promising. New Zealand still
puck
able
just
to
popping out from the side of the goal.
Get stick on it and get it sideways.
Another ref call here. Again against New Zealand for a stick infringement this time. So another chance for South Africa in a very similar position. Oh no.
Yeah.
A little bit further in the centre of the pool.
See what the SA girls do here. Whether they decide to go straight at the goal, take it sideways. No, straight at the goal. New Zealand defender gets a stick on it. South Africa are under a bit of pressure to keep possession here. Possession very much with New Zealand.
Rosa Watson going for a swim, trying to link up with their forward. But
great defence there by Helen. Delivers it to the middle, onto a New Zealand stick, unfortunately. Fortunately for South Africa, that is.
Strong drive, straight up on the 45 for the New Zealand girls, just trying to make some go forward here. Rosa, just the left-hander, just managing to get that puck off that South African player there. Now, Sean just just looking to link up with her forward, which she does so. Now Talia going on a nice swim up the pool, trying to open up the game, keep the puck flowing.
Lisa, number 2 there, coming in from the swap bench, forward player, but behind the gameplay at the moment, and doing some really good work there in defence and moving straight up onto attack now. New Zealand, we're working it up into the South Africa's D here.
Doing a nice strong drive, just trying to keep hold of possession, which they are managing to do. A very strong drive right onto the South African goal bin here. Just trying to keep that puck in the middle of the pool. And it looks like it's right on the edge, but South Africa just managing to push that out to their corner.
She'll look to just keep it in the corner there for a while, maybe not.
Started quite a quick counter attack, but get in front of their sub bench just to get some fresh legs in. And we have another ref call here.
Ref call.
A couple of players just carrying on like the game hasn't stopped, and it's against the New Zealand side again.
Yeah, a little bit of relief for South Africa.
But the New Zealand side won't be happy with that. That opportunity now stopped by the South African team.
Fresh legs in the water for both teams. South Africa opting to take it up the right wall, far side from us, as we look at the game at the moment.
Another ref call against South Africa.
Against New Zealand
Oh,
again.
sorry, against
Yep.
New Zealand.
Round about halfway line here, just off to the far side wall. Being played onto the wall. Strong drive up by one of the South African backs there. Looks like Helen again. She's been really involved in this game.
But New Zealand doing a nice
Zealand
45
nice
drive off the wall.
Breakout there.
Number 5, Eloise doing a nice 45, getting it across to her winger.
Roseanne
looks-
doing some good work for South Africa there, but it's still with New Zealand. Ref's call.
We've got another stick infringement against the New Zealand side, so they will really be wanting to clean their game style up, because they might see someone in the bin if they don't shortly.
Yeah, the chief ref will be paying close attention to the repeat calls. Eleanor jinxes to the left. Helen, nice and strong up the left wall there, and Keandra equally strong up the left wall. Nice big swim. Links up with her forward.
The girls just trying to slow that South African attack down. Look to rip it off the wall. Got numbers on the bottom. Petra just deciding what to do there. Now going on a 45 drive. She's got support.
This
Gives
is
it
a
off to
promising
Rosa.
move for New Zealand.
A nice strong
South Africa
move,
been
just needs to
stretched.
look, link up with her other players and maintain possession, which they've done. They're not afraid to swim a bit backwards. Juliana just putting a flick in there to her forward, right on the South African goal tray right now. Looks like it's almost popped in.
Looks like it's
and we'll
popped
see if
in.
there's a first goal here for the New Zealand side. And we have a gloving call.
It's actually been
But
called a penalty goal there, Elliot.
Penalty goal
Yeah,
against South Africa. So it's the first goal of the game.
I think it's the first call against South Africa, and it happens to be a penalty goal. What are the odds?
So New Zealand will be very happy with that. Take an early or a lead in here about halfway through the first half of this very tight match here today.
Rather predictably there. No, not really predictably.
New Zealand's
New
called a
Zealand
timeout.
calling a timeout, yeah.
So Emma Ray just swimming into her girls just to keep them calm, get them to reset, and see if we can go again, get a second goal on the South African side.
Yeah, I think South Africans will be quite pleased with that timeout. They haven't used their timeout and probably needed it just to gather themselves again. So really an inconsequential game that we got here, because win or lose, South Africa's going to play, it looks like Colombia in the playoffs. They'd maybe switch positions with them, but still 4 plays 5. New Zealand obviously cemented their place at the top of the log there. Have a a win straight through to the semi-finals. Won't be playing a quarter-final.
The girls just managing to switch that puck off that strike, getting it out to their winger, looking to reset on this wall here before we switch back again, exactly what we've done. But there's South African forwards coming down, putting a lot of pressure on our backs, but
Yep,
some nice stick control there.
Good to keep possession there. A lot of black sticks around the single white stick defender for New Zealand. New Zealand putting it into their left back corner, top right corner, as South Africa play towards New Zealand's goal. Keeping it on the wall there. South Africa will be looking to bring this out.
But good numbers on the bottom here for the New Zealand side, and we get a breakout right underneath the New Zealand sub bin, so they'll look to get some fresh legs in and see if we can drive this puck up the wall and then go off. But we have another ref's call here. This time it is against
South Africa. Yeah.
Ref was playing at an advantage, so New Zealand will be happy that they managed to just slow that puck down, stop the drive, and now can look to start an attack out of their own half.
Yeah, bit of relief for New Zealand as they play it towards the middle of the pool in their third.
A strong drive going there by the New Zealand winger, just trying to get that puck around to her forward, and now dropping it back to the New Zealand goalie.
Change of direction back to the far side.
There's a lot of black sticks on the bottom. Juliana just doing very well just to get that puck out to the other side of the pool and reset on the wall.
Play now under the South African sub bench, and they'll be pouring substitutes in there, fresh legs.
Now Rosa
Try and
going for a
calm this
swim.
attack from New Zealand.
And that's exactly what they've done. A lot of numbers on the bottom from the South African.
This
Nice and
looks
fresh.
promising. This looks promising. Oh, great
Lovely
defence.
turn there by
Great
Rosa.
defence.
But flicked it to no one. South Africa managed to hold on to that puck.
Well done, Callista. That was brilliant. Just New Zealand player getting a stick in the way there.
Now Marika just holding that puck up and releasing it to her forward. But bit of tussle in the centre of the pool here. While South Africa's trying to get control of this puck again, but New Zealand again swimming up the left-hand side of the pool, looking for support.
Yeah, forcing it back into that right-hand corner. Just try and regroup. Get a few fresh players in and try set up another drive towards the New Zealand half.
New Zealand just trying to get that puck off the wall out into the open, but South Africa doing a very good job of just putting that puck back on the wall. A lot of bodies on the bottom right in front of the South African sub bench. They'll be getting some fresh legs in. Doing
Nice
a strong
drive up
now
the far side.
and breaking off the wall here.
Promising move. Just drop it to 45 there. Here we go. Goes back the same way. Still support players coming in from behind. Callista Pake tries to get it away, but finds a New
Rosa
Zealand
going
stick.
on a very strong swim, got space in front of her. Now just needs to drop that puck back to the New Zealand winger. That's exactly what she does, but we just need to rotate this puck back into the centre of the pool for the New Zealanders to get their players pushing that puck towards the goal.
Real
here.
danger for South Africa here.
Now Sarah just trying to wrestle with that South African player, popping it off to Alicia. But we have a ref's call.
Ref's call.
I suggest this is against New Zealand, and that's exactly what it is. For a free arm, I believe that was on Sarah. So
I think that was a team warning signal as well there, Elliot.
I'll have to be careful there. We can't afford to have anyone sent out in this game.
Okay, and the South African coach eventually does call a timeout with just over 2.5 minutes left to play in the first half. trying to inspire her team players to try and put in an equaliser just before half time. That would be good. I suppose there's no inconsequential games. Confidence that South Africa might gain from this game would carry them well through the knockout stages of the competition.
New Zealand just wanting to hold out this last two and a bit minutes of this first half. They're putting a lot of pressure on the South Africans, but South Africans doing well, putting some good pressure back. But both teams' defences getting really well tested in this first half.
Yeah.
So we'll see if either team can break through before half time.
Yeah, it's been a game of two halves really. First half, South Africa really camping on the New Zealand tin, and second half of this first half, the other way around.
Lovely turn there by Petra, just getting it off the wall and out to her other players, but New Zealand swimming backwards here, still got the puck.
Good pressure from South Africa's forwards there to force New Zealand backwards.
Another referee's call, this time is against South Africa for stick infringement.
Two minutes to half time. 1-0 to New Zealand.
So Rose are just taking this puck, popping it out to the winger.
Really nice.
But giving that forward,
Last
just giving that puck
there.
straight to the South African
straight
player.
to South African stick.
Now Marika putting some pressure on that South African player on the wall. Got good numbers down for the New Zealand side. Oh, big drive here by the New Zealand winger, managing to connect with the New Zealand forward. Now just trying to
Still
recycle
got
that puck
possession.
in the middle.
South Africa be looking to get this wide, dangerous area right here in front of the tin.
Rosa just dropping that puck back for the winger, but South Africa doing a very good job here. But it looks like it has
looks
popped
like it's
in.
gone in. Yeah.
Well done, girls.
Yes, Kiwi.
Just when you thought South Africa had it under control, lost it, and good flick into the middle from the New Zealand players.
Yeah, New
Scored
Zealand
the
just
goal.
capitalising on that. So Alicia Samuel putting that goal in. So her brothers in the under 24 team will be very pleased with that.
Are they twins then, Elliot?
No, she's got two older brothers,
Okay. So she's young in the team. He's
and they're in their
about the last year in the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've got a referee's call here with 25 seconds left on the first half clock against
South
the New
Africa
Zealand
puck.
side.
South Africa will look to.
And the chief referee has just given New Zealand a team warning for breaking.
These team warnings could be crucial in the second half. Let's see. And we have half time. New Zealand leading South Africa 2-0.
But a very end-to-end spectacle here from both teams, putting some real attacking pressure on the other team's defence. So I hope to see a lovely second half come here from both teams. And nice open play so far in this game.
Sure, yeah, and it's been reasonably clean game. Maybe New Zealand getting the worst of the calls so far, but didn't look like too much untoward going on under the water there. New Zealand will have to watch out with those team warnings in the second half. But yeah, good dress rehearsal for the quarterfinals for both teams.
Definitely. Yes, the team warnings will be crucial in the second half. New Zealand with games so close like this, having people in the bin just puts them under risk of the South African attack just managing to get an overlap and get numbers on the bottom to put a goal in over them. So they'll have to be very careful here with the team warnings that they've already received, just to make sure that we keep it clean.
The ref's having a good old chat on the side there. Do you think it's about hockey, Elliot, or they're deciding which pub's got the best specials tonight?
Maybe a bit of both.
Yeah.
They might want a nice cold beer after a fast-flowing game like this.
Yeah, or maybe they were listening to Jack's commentary the other day, looking for the longest rainbow. It's that kind of day outside. Partly overcast. Bit of sun. Create some rainbows. Hopefully there's a rainbow for South Africa in the second half. A rainbow for
not sure about the pot of gold on the other end though.
bit early for that yet, but there might be pots of gold given out on Saturday. Well, there will be.
It's just who will it be given to?
4 of them to be exact. Yeah, who they're going to be. Who's going to stick their hand up for those golds.
So 30 seconds before the second half begins.
I'd say New Zealand got some good odds on some gold medals.
Yeah, the New Zealand under-19 sides have been very strong in both grades.
Yep.
So, the under-24 grades looking a lot more even in both men's and women's.
Yeah, impressive turnout here. Mind you say that. New Zealand sitting on 30 points, quite pretty at the top of the under-24 ladies league as we go into the second half here. New Zealand, South Africa getting to the puck at the same time. Puck getting forced to the side, far side. Good old battle happening in the middle of the pool there. New Zealand come away with it now.
New Zealand centre just managing to get
Callista up to it on defence.
Now a big hit coming in there by Marika, just locking that puck down on the wall, trying to deal with the multiple South Africans on the bottom of the pool. But
Yeah,
South
Callista
Africa
doing
a lot
really
more flatter on
nicely
the
here.
ball.
Strong drive, needs to link up with her forwards. Michelle was down there in support. Michelle Joyce. Still down.
A lot of pressure on the New
Really,
Zealand goal
really
team here.
driving into the goals. Looks like that might be in. Yep, the refs confirm. No.
No, we have one ref.
One ref
calling
saying no.
A gloving offence against the South Africans.
Pushed in with a goal. Pushed in with a glove. We got some backbenchers creating some noise in the commentary
we got
booth
this,
here.
GB supporter definitely putting his comments in on this game.
GB flags on the Kiwi flag. So the ones which were like
Both teams just going side to side here. Someone's lost their mask in the middle of the pool. I believe it was a New Zealander. But
She'll probably be in the swap box at the moment. Get a player with a mask in while there's stoppage in play. Retrieve the mask.
now Rosa Watson doing a very strong swim up the left-hand side of the pool. But we have another ref call. Barging against Rosa, so at the end of that swim, just putting a little bit of body check on that South African player. So New Zealand will push back.
A little nonchalant to the side there.
Nice little dummy.
Marine working it up this wall near the camera. A bit stolen by New Zealand. No, stolen back. Eleanor making some work on the puck there.
Oh, very nice, strong
Keandra losing it
drive
there, but
from the New Zealand back there, just coming off the wall on the 45. Now getting it flatter across to the right-hand side of the pool, right underneath the South African sub bench, just getting some fresh legs in for them. But both teams quickly
good
doing
drive
some
here
subs.
towards the New Zealand goal on the far side. Difficult for my eyes to make out players when the game's on the far side.
Oh, we got an unsportsmanlike call there against the New Zealand team. So they're lucky they didn't have anyone. Oh, but we've got a ref's timeout here. So I was going to say they were lucky not to have someone send out, but we might see that here.
Yeah, well, as we said at the end of the first half, there were some team warnings that were dished out.
No, so it's
So-
just the original call is going to stand.
Just advantage puck for South Africa there, about 7 metres out from the New Zealand tin, just slightly on the far side of the pool. Look to try and bring this into the goal. They go straight route.
Oh, and now we see a South African being kicked out.
That's rather interesting, isn't it, Elliot?
Very much so. Potentially on the first call there. So
Yep.
must have done something nasty. But South Africa being pushed back here. New Zealand will be happy to have their pressure relieved. She's gone for 2 minutes as well.
Sure. So Lisa working it up here. South Africa down to 5 players. We'll be looking at playing conservative hockey and certainly trying to keep possession for as much as of this 2 minutes that Callista's sitting on the side.
New Zealand putting some good pressure on the South Africans, but South Africa are able to regain possession, but just losing it to that New Zealand back. Again, another ref's call. Stick infringing against the New Zealand side. It looks like the South African coach is trying to call a team timeout. So nice and early in this first half.
I think with the 5 players in the water there, she's going to be giving them some instruction of where she wants it played until they get back to 6.
Yeah, I suspect South Africa will want to keep it on the far side of the pool, close to their sub bench,
Yep.
to keep the fresh legs rolling in. With still 1:12 left on South Africans' penalty.
I don't know.
On one of the black lines. So South Africa doing exactly that, keeping the puck on the far side of the pool, but doing a strong drive with just a 5-man attack.
Yeah, right under the New Zealand swap box at the moment. They'll be getting some fresh legs in there to try and do a counter, which is exactly what happens. Onto the far side of the pool, near side of the pool, away from South Africa's swap box, as they drive it up into South Africa's half. South Africa will be looking to win this possession back sooner rather than later.
Alicia just trying to swap that puck underneath her body. New Zealand team will be trying to keep this away from the South African sub bench,
Yeah,
just to keep them from getting the fresh legs in. But
right there at the moment. So Callista down to 3 seconds. So next time the puck is touched, she'll be able to get back into the pool.
a gloving call against the New Zealand team.
A little bit casual on the free puck there. Not really getting an advantage from it, South Africa. As
But
number 6 for South Africa is back in the water now, so back to 6 on 6.
New Zealand getting pushed back on that advantage puck.
No damage done during the time penalty. Let's see if South Africa can use the extra player to their advantage now.
Oh, very nice lateral pass. Nice left-handed dummy from Rosa, but just unable to keep swimming through. Now South Africa holding possession, deciding which way to go. Now coming to this near side, but New Zealand holding possession. Now Rosa going straight up the pool, but we have another referee's call against New Zealand again for stick infringement.
Seemed to be an individual warning there.
Yeah, or else we would have seen some more kickouts.
Helen working really hard up the wall there, testing her bottom time. No, it's not Helen, it's Callista.
But New Zealand doing very well just to reset this puck on the wall. A lot of black sticks on the bottom.
Keandra doing well, picking up the puck from behind, getting it forward. New Zealand stalling it in that corner there. South Africa will be looking at driving it back towards the middle of the pool, trying to set up an attacking advantage, as they do now.
Good numbers on the bottom from both teams,
Yep.
driving up that back wall. New Zealand just trying to hold this puck out.
Real bait ball going on the edge of the tin there.
But we have a referee's call, all three refs are signalling.
Yeah, they're signalling.
And we have the first goal for
First
South
goal.
Africa.
Yeah, there we go. And the goal scorer is number 12, Eleanor de Kock, captain of the team, leading from the front. By some margin, the top goal scorer in the team, yeah.
And now the New Zealand side just calling their timeout. Emma Ray swimming in. New Zealand were doing some good defence on the wall, just couldn't quite get flat enough and couldn't quite get the numbers on the bottom, and South Africa just pushing that puck into the goal. So, but they'll be fine coming out and just resetting after that goal and seeing if we can pick up another goal in this last 6 minutes of the second half here.
Yeah.
Very tight match here.
Very tight, yeah. And coach of South Africa, just while you were talking there, Elliot, looking as animated as I've ever seen her. Looking at that record, New Zealand did lose a game somewhere during the round robin.
Yeah, they copped a loss to the Great Britain side,
Right.
I believe, 2 days ago, or no, yesterday morning, before coming back and beating the French from behind last night.
Yeah, I did watch that game, yeah. France were up 3-1 at a stage. New Zealand girls made it 4-3 in the end.
Very strong second half by that New Zealand team then.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can keep that momentum coming through into the second half.
Threading the needle there, Eleanor getting it to a forward, but getting it to a New Zealand defender at the same time, who manages to win the battle.
Now Kirsty just doing some strong driving
Marine
up the
got
wall.
possession right now, should be looking at bringing it on the inside, but she sees the New Zealander with the white stick there and opts to keep it safe.
Now Petra
Eventually
coming off the
losing
wall
it.
there. Now Rosa just holding onto the wall there. Lucky the referees didn't see that. But South Africa regaining possession. But a little misflick there. And giving the possession back to the New Zealand side. Marika just trying to get that puck forward to one of the forward players.
Michelle getting it forward there.
And Kirsty going on another swim and trying to switch that puck off on the 45. But South Africa doing well there just to regain that possession.
Yeah. Roseanne doing some good work there. A pass to the inside from Michelle as she does link up with her forward there. Nice strong swim up the right wall as South Africa plays towards New Zealand's goals.
Now Sarah coming up that wall, just dropping that puck back to looks like Marika. But South Africa regaining possession just as we have a referee's call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct
Against the New Zealand.
against New Zealand. Refs have called a timeout. The ref that called the unsportsmanlike conduct. The ref on the left of the pool as we view it now on our screens. Oh dear. Looks like South African player is injured. He's just out on the side of the pool there.
She's hopped back in and she looks alright.
She looks okay now, yeah.
But we'll see what the referees decide at the end of this timeout. New Zealand really needing to keep the South Africans out here to stay in the lead. And they are signalling for number 13, Talia, to go for, looks like 2 minutes in the sin bin. So New Zealand really need to get some numbers on the bottom.
Crowd getting vocal there, 2 minutes out. They're probably wanting 5 if you're a South African supporter. New Zealand supporter is probably looking at 1.
Very strong drive here up by the New Zealand winger.
Yeah.
Just need to keep that puck locked down.
Lots of rucking going on in there. Ferocious.
Oh, it looks like a very dangerous swim there across the New Zealand goal bin, but New Zealand just trying to get underneath their sub bin just to try to get some fresh legs in, which they were successful at, but they did it illegally, and we have a gloving call by the referee.
That's against New Zealand.
With a minute 10 left on Talia's send out.
Ref timeout now. Clock has stopped. Conference.
Everyone hits the surface, but we're back on now.
Back on. Here we go. Very cleverly done there. South African player waited for the New Zealander to come up to her, drew her out. Jinx past her. Still with South Africa, but a little bit of a battle between the two sides as New Zealand come away with it now. Taking the pressure off the goal mouth there.
Nice strong swim, but 3 South African sticks
Lisa
down.
Pushing it up. Callista now. Lisa still down. Doing some nice work on that puck. Callista now. Strong drive towards the goal.
Come on, 2 more minutes.
New Zealand just managing to slow that South African drive down and just take it off to the other side. But now the New Zealand player just finding some space in front of their goal bin, and now pushing the puck right up into halfway and go up the wall. Looks like now the New Zealand player Sarah just trying to get that puck off the wall. New Zealand playing very strong. Well, it looks like Talia is back in the pool. So New Zealand back to 6 and now doing a very strong drive up this left-hand side of the pool, putting the South African defence under a lot of pressure.
South Africa look to try and keep this in the corner, but they aren't able to. As New Zealand, they keep turning it, and that's going to be a goal.
And an open goal for the New Zealand ladies to swim into.
Some of the GB fans are going berserk as well.
And Marika managing to finish that goal off. A very good team goal there by the New Zealand side. Backs just feeding the forwards making some ground and then laying back to the New Zealand back line just to finish that goal off. So well done to the New Zealand girls here. Another minute 15 to go in this game.
There was a good demonstration of sustained pressure there, Elliot. They just didn't let up after they got back to 6. They used the extra energy that they had from that 6th player and fed off it and kept the pressure on. Yeah.
Very strong drive, yeah. South Africa trying to make some ground up the pool here. They need a score.
A consolation goal here in the last minute of the game. Come on, South Africa. Not letting up.
Now New Zealand managing just to slow that South African attack. With 20 seconds left in this game, New Zealand will just be happy just to hold this puck on the wall.
And South Africa frantic to get possession.
New Zealand just locking that puck down in the corner. 10 seconds to go. New Zealand will win this game, but hopefully they can hold them out as well for the last little bit.
Yeah, that's it now. Full time. So good game. 3-1.
Yeah, New Zealand managing just to hold the South Africans out with only five for a couple of minutes, and then as soon as they got that sixth player back in, managing to put some real pressure on that South African defence. But a lovely performance by both sides here, and best of luck to both teams as they proceed into the playoff stages.
Yeah, tight game and well contested. Both teams, congratulations New Zealand for the win. And New Zealand draw straight through to the semis. Is that right?
I believe so. Now that they've topped their pool, or topped their grade.
Yeah, South Africa will look forward to playing Colombia in their quarterfinal, and GB look to be playing Argentina, and France will be up against Netherlands.
So it should be a good matchup.
Yeah, good night, folks. Thanks for
very
listening.
much.
Thanks for the sponsors. Cheers.
Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
Elliot.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Happiness, Elliot. I mean, happiness, yes.
Very much.